this is the last oil sight that I need to work on, and this is for what they call the cross rail. This is the cross rail of the shaper, and this lubrication point here lubricates the ways here on the cross rail, the ways of the knee here and the screw. So let's go ahead and pop it off. All right, that was easy enough. And it looks like it's just like the others. And there's the tube that we were talking about. Oh yeah. Well, that's pretty neat right there. Look at there. All right. That was a little easier than what I thought. But look at that. It's pinched off. It's completely pinched off. It's like it got bent over or pushed down. I don't know, man. Well, I'll straighten this up right here. We'll remove the rest of this. You see how brittle it is? It just come off. All right, so as I said in the other video when I was going through this, we'll stick this back down in there. So it needs to hook a little bit just to kind of catch that. I see that now, but it doesn't need to be pinched off. So it looks like this is sort of like a manifold, and there's a bunch of holes there. There's several holes, about 8 of them, and those are all going to go to different points. Yep, there's copper lines hooked to all those, so those are going to go to different oiling points right there. So this should be pretty simple enough. I did buy some tubing from McMaster Car, so this should be the right size tubing for this guy right here, 1/8 ID. And we also got some more tubing from McMaster Car for this size. Now I measured that large copper tube to be 7/16, so this is what I bought here. All right, so we're gonna get all this fixed up, repack this one, and get this one ready to go. Okay, we got this brass tube fixed up, and it should sit right there. I got her opened up, and I polished up a little bit over there on the Scotch-Brite wheel. So we were ready to go with that. So now we need to start running some rubber tubing. All right, so here's our 1/8 rubber tubing. This is for oil and petroleum, mineral oil and that kind of stuff, fuel. I'm gonna go ahead and run it through here and run it through this side also, just so I can kind of get an idea of about how long a piece I need to cut. We got to raise this knee up. Right now it's all the way at the bottom, so we're probably going to have, it's probably going to be plenty right about there, and then we'll just trim it as needed. So here's our 7/16 tubing right here. And one thing I didn't expect, kind of caught me a little off guard. I was thinking this was going to be a little bit tighter, and it slides on there nice. It's got a good fit, so it is the right size, but I'm wondering if I'm going to need some hose clamps. So unfortunately, all I have is just one in the shop right now, so I'll have to run up there to the auto parts store to get some. I've got this one on there that we'll use on this side, since I think most of the oil will be over here on this end. It's just a gravity down feed, so this one may be okay. So we're going to use that one on the bottom there. I'm going to go ahead and run this small tube up through here, and we'll go ahead and slide that in on. I don't like this ugly clamp, so we'll see about getting some proper clamps, but that'll work for now though. So now we can feed this one up through. Come on up with it. I guess we needed 3/16, but we're making it work. This is actually what their tubing looked like. It was pushed up on there pretty good. All right. I'm going to pull it through. So obviously if this ends up being too short, too tight, this is an easy fix because I got 10 foot of this tubing here just for this job. All right, we got this ready. Now we need to go inside and attach it. All right, so this is where our tube is going to go, just to right there. All right, I got it on there as far as I want to get it on, and it's nice and tight, so I think we'll be good just like it is. Just giving this a little wipe out, and then we're going to repack it with some felt cord. All right, this one's a little easier than the other ones. We're just going to wind it in here. Noga is serving both as a camera holder and a felt cord holder right now. Got it looped up on the handle there. And I got that cleaned off. Okay, this side is done. Now we can move on to the way wipers. So this is where the way wipers go, right here. This is what I'm going to be working on now. So there's two of these housings, one for each side. It bolts on right there, and then the felt, you got two layers of felt that goes inside there, and that's what wipes both sides of this as this retracts and extends. Okay, and also there is they do have a hole drilled here for oil that gets down into the grooves. And if you look right here, there's a hole there that's drilled at a downward angle that goes into the casting or into the sump. So any oil that is flowing through this and collecting in this gets to drop back down into the machine right there. And that's the same for both sides. They both have that oil hole there. So I want to clean these up a little bit. Apparently these things, maybe they leak, you know, oil is dripping down because somebody, previous owner or somebody, had these things actually sealed. They had some kind of sealer going around these things to help the oil. So I'm not sure how it's going to react for me, so we'll just cross that bridge whenever we get there. But I am going to go clean these up. I'm going to clean that hard sealer off there, and then give this a wire brush, the bare metal, so that it'll pull up like it's supposed to. So this is the felt that I bought from McMaster Car. This is the F10. It was supposed to be for oil. And I have 1/8 and 3/16 because if you look there closely, we have a groove that's about 1/8 and the other one's about 3/16 there. And got them polished up there on the back side. And I got a couple of them here that I can use as samples, hopefully. So I'm trying to get the new felt wipers installed in the cast iron wiper holders here for the G&E shaper. So just showing you my progress. I finally got one fitted pretty good. This is a little trickier than what you might think it is. The one slot on the back side is 3/16 wide, which actually really helped me because they're very coarse on the inside since it's a casting. So the groove out here on the outside that's 1/8, man, it's a little hard to get that felt in there. So I'm just using a screwdriver here to try to manipulate, you know, and pack it and push it down in there. So I finally got that one. This one in the back was a bit too short, but I think that's going to be okay. I think that's going to be fine. I'm not going to redo it because of that little bit right there. So I just need to poke some holes through it right there for the screws, and I think this one will be done. All right, so we got one more to do. And so this one is broke. I had a couple people notice that, and it was broke, you know, whenever I got it, but we're going to leave it just like that. It was working fine. So I'm going to get this one done next. I think I got both of them ready. New way wipers in the wiper holders. All right, we got one on there. Okay. It was pretty tight. I was trying to make sure that the felt would be, you know, touching the way wiper plenty, so hopefully it'll wear in fine. All right, I'm gonna get the other one on now. So we also need to change out these felts. These are on the back side, and there's a guard that slides up on here and bolts in, and that's what holds these. So I've already taken the guard off. And let's go ahead and pull these felts off. Oh, look at that, yummy. So we got two of these. I need to go form up. I'll show you the guard where they actually fit up in the guard, and the guard comes over and captures them and pushes them up against the housing here. That's the guard that bolts on, and we've got one of them cut right there. And I'm using the 3/16 thick felt for these, and all I did was just take it and just kind of make a little impression on one side. And I'm cutting them out and just kind of trimming them to fit. But they've got these things actually formed up to where they fit in there and compress them. I think that's going to be a fit right there. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just go stick these on the machine and then pull the cover up to it. There's the way wiper up inside there. Okay, all the way wipers are replaced, on the Ram anyway. I want to point out that we've only done the wipers and the oiling on the top, you know, for the Ram. We still have wipers around here on the cross rail that go to these wipers, these ways, I mean right here. That's under these covers. So we have one on each side. So we're gonna replace those. And we also have wipers that's gonna be underneath this guy right here that goes all the way around. That's the tilt part of the table. So we have wipers here to deal with. We also have wipers here on both sides, top and bottom. So these are some more that we're going to get to, but we're going to work on these as we get to other things, you know, getting all the cleaning done down here, and, you know, getting the bare metal polished up and that kind of stuff. But this right here will be fine for us to get started on the machine and get it running for now.